sweet soul, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ina, and for this week we have a 7-day handstand challenge planned. I will do 1-minute handstand at least every single day for the next 7 days and give you a little recap after each day, how it felt, what improved, whatever comes to my mind. Let's get started and see where this is going. I just did the first minute of my 7-day handstand challenge. Couple of notes: I should have warmed up my wrists beforehand because that is definitely a lot on the wrists, and I did a core workout beforehand, which is why I thought it might be okay, but I definitely felt much tension on my wrists. My arms were shaky. I could hold it for a minute with no issue. It was definitely not easy, and in between I tried to step one leg away and then the other, or tuck my pelvis and try to create like a straighter line. For day one, I'm actually impressed that I did not have issues holding myself up for a minute. It was just very shaky. Definitely not used to that. I do pincha and headstands and all that, which I also haven't done in a while, but handstand is different and I'm excited. I think I'm gonna try a couple of variations during this week. I might try to just turn around and have my front body towards the wall instead of the back. So far I felt more comfortable doing it with my back. To decrease my fear a little bit more, I just decided to just do the back towards the wall, and I know that many yoga teachers recommend to not even using a wall because then you get used to it, but this is how I'm most comfortable and this is how I started with all of my inversions. I just take a little of my fear away, and for this week I just want to build up more strength so that I know I can definitely hold myself without a wall. It's just my personal preference. I just thought it would be cool to share this journey. I just finished day 2. I had a couple of stones really strongly poking into my hands, which was not too pleasant. I did try to bring my hips above my shoulders and try to engage my core and just getting a feeling for having nothing behind my back. I was definitely nervous. I was shaking. I don't know if you could see that. A little sore from yesterday, not gonna lie. I did do a little bit of free flow yoga this morning, a little bit of shoulder opening. I did shoulder flossing and warmed up my wrists, which you saw, which did feel better, but due to the stones on the floor, it was again a little less pleasant. I felt like the minute already went over so much faster than the day before. It's definitely getting more comfortable. It's starting to feel a little more natural, close enough. I think I'm going to try tomorrow to do the L stand against the wall and lifting one leg at a time. I saw a friend of mine do that, and I think she already achieved her handstand, and I know that this is a very well-known good drill to get your handstands. My arm's getting heavy. Let's see, I'm gonna go teach now. I'm excited to see what tomorrow brings. Although I was nervous having nothing behind my back and like walking closer to the wall, I was not as nervous as I thought I would be. Usually you just think that you're not as strong as you actually are, and your brain wants to give up before your body actually needs to. At some point I also want to learn how to fall safely out of the handstand, like that you cartwheel. I want to save that for a different day. Now I just want to first build up the upper body strength, full body strength, trying to get a little more comfortable in handstand until I'm less shaky and scared. I'll see you tomorrow for day 3. Let's get ready for day 3 of our handstand challenge. I'm coming better and better prepared. I just did a super hard leg workout, so I'm very shaky, but I'm still gonna do my minutes. I'll start with some shoulder flossing, warm up of my wrists, and then I'm trying to do the L stand. A little intimidated by that, but we'll still do it because we have to learn and push ourselves out of our comfort zones. You know what I mean. Okay, let's do it. So I prepared a reel yesterday and how you can do this. Having your strap more than shoulder width apart. You probably want to start very far apart, and then you just create big circles from the front to your back. Alright, day 3 is done. This was actually surprisingly easier than I remembered when I tried this for the first time, which I think was last year. L stand requires a lot of core and abdominal musculation, which is probably why it's a little easier now, because I do think that I improved my strength within a year, thankfully. I can definitely feel myself getting stronger. Upside down, I'm definitely not as shaky in my arms as the first time I tried this. And I'm feeling a little more confident, like I'm less scared of falling over. I'm usually going spontaneously with every day. I have been doing a little bit of research on certain drills to get your handstand and to improve your upside down strength. Usually when I see one, I just save it and then I try it. And I feel like the build up that I've been doing from holding it the first day to holding it reverse the second day. That's not a bad plan. I do think that I will need to do more than 1 minute a day, but I at least wanted to get over my fear of handstands and procrastination and just get started again. That's why I chose the 1 minute. I'll see you tomorrow for day 4. Today is day 4. I just did the leg lifting and I honestly felt really intimidated. I did do my shoulder flossing and wrist warm up beforehand, but it was still a lot of my wrists. Today's my rest day, so I did not work out beforehand, obviously, and I think it's the workouts beforehand that gives me confidence, because I was like really scared of falling over it. I was like, I don't want to lift my legs. Holding it is definitely getting easier, but adding those little challenges just still creeps me out a little bit. Hey, day 5 is done. I did an upper body workout today, so my arms were really tired and it was a lot of my wrists. And today I tried to hop up and hold handstand, which I did not manage to do. Today was not a handstand day. I guess I just need to focus a little more on the alignment and probably step a little further away from the wall, which I'm still very intimidated by. I was practicing for longer than just a minute today because I felt motivated. Unfortunately, my phone broke down. Thank you for joining me so far though. I hope you're enjoying this. I definitely enjoy challenging myself, and handstand is probably one of the top poses, if not the top pose, that has always intimidated me a lot. So I'm curious on where this will lead. I definitely want to be able to do it more or improve it during this year and just make this my priority pose for this year. Arm balances and inversions in general, because they're awesome and very hard. So see you tomorrow. Hello, so this was day 5. I actually meant to practice falling out and not trying to handstand without a wall. I did a almost 60-minute self-practice before this today, and I meant to learn how to fall out, and then I just didn't know how, so I just tried to hop up into handstand. I was surprisingly confident. I don't know if it was because I had the phone to look at and like have an actual focus that distracts me from, hey, you're standing on your hands, are you trying to? That was actually fun. Everyone I asked said that they practice inversions every single day. My own inversion practice has kind of fallen off because I just didn't have much time or energy to do so. So I've been trying to just listen to how I'm feeling. I'm just currently just taking it a little slower, and that's completely fine. But I felt inspired to try to go back and learn a little more handstand and inversions. So I'm excited about this, even if it's not much of a process, but it's still taking time for myself, so no matter what happens, I'm glad I'm doing this. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the last day of our 7-day handstand challenge. Full transparency, I skipped today's. We suddenly got so busy with the house and everything about it that I barely had time for myself. I could definitely not do the handstand. I probably could have, but it was just too much, and I also want to just be respectful to myself. I taught today. I did my very first YouTube live. You will be able to find that on my channel as well. That was honestly a little insane. So I did take a longer break than just one day. This is like a week later right now, and I had a really good yoga practice in the morning. I did my 1-hour back bending class, intermediate, then started playing with my pincha mayurasana, which I haven't done in a while. I felt a little confident, so I went into the front lawn here so that in case I do fall, I don't fall that hard. I did not get into my head. I just hopped up and I allowed myself to fall back down. Not the way you're supposed to, but the way I felt safe, which was into a wheel. And then I just hopped up a couple more times, but then I got into my head, and now my wrists hurt because I overdid it, of course, because when I get excited I don't stop. That was pretty cool. I feel like I got it, like, it felt long. I don't think it was long, but it felt like a long hold. Definitely less scared, especially because it happened that I fell over, which is what I was most afraid of. So I'm proud of that. I will definitely keep on my practice. Try to do it every day or every other day, or at least a couple times a week, because you know, life gets in between. I would definitely recommend that. So how I did it, I started with headstand practice. Like, since I started doing yoga, I started with headstand, then I continued with pincha, and now I'm in my handstand phase. That made me feel most safe. Again, I know that people recommend for you to not do handstand against the wall, because then you get used to it, but that's how I feel most safe, and I would rather be safe than fall poorly because I'm too scared or not even get into it. So I think it was really good that I started just getting to know how it feels like standing on my hands, especially for a minute. It was nice to start getting used to standing on my hands, feeling the weight, the balance, how strong I am, getting a little confident and working on my alignment. And just the way I did it, I feel like I liked it a lot. I think I would recommend that if you are super new, because I've always been on and off my handstand practice, maybe start with that 1 minute a week and like add 1 more minute each week so that you just get stronger and more confident. But I'm actually excited how today turned out, especially after like a week of a break, because life got super chaotic and busy all of a sudden. I hope you enjoyed struggling through this with me and maybe you learned a little bit. Maybe you have a couple of tips for me. I would be very appreciative of that if you want to leave some in the comments below for me and for others who are working on the handstand practice. Feel free to flow with me. I will try to remember to put the back bending class here. I actually have two intermediate ones that I really like. One of them was actually my free flow for my birthday last year. If you want to build some strength and back bending and hip opening class or deepen your practice in those two areas, then feel free to do that. I think they're really good. I recently went live the day before I taught a private class and did like a deep hip opening practice. I would definitely recommend those three if you want to just get your inversions in general or play a little bit more on arm balances and all that. I am excited to hear what you think and thank you for being here. Appreciate you. I'll see you soon. Bye.